Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a video on, why is this messy? On my favorite Makeup Geek shades. So I recently picked up one of these extra large Z palettes and I decided to basically do what Jaclyn Hill did, totally stole this idea from Jaclyn Hill, and put all of my favorite single shadows, which the only single shadows I have are Makeup Geek, but put all of my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadows into one convenient palette that I can just keep up here, and then I can store all the rest of my Makeup Geek shadows over here, so that way I can just have all of my favorite colors and like colors that I want to use at hand. So not all of these are like my favorite like ride or die colors, but if they're in here, it means that I want to use them, or I put them in here because I know that they will go with one of my favorite Makeup Geek shades. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the shadows, I just want to say if I seem like low energy, I'm a little bit sick. I also found out today that one of my cats passed away back home, so I'm a little sad, I'm a little bummed, so I don't have the most energy right now. It took me a hot second to get this makeup done. I was just like not feeling it, but I really wanted to film this video for you guys because I want to see what kind of looks you guys want to see with this, if any. But I mean, I'm sure you guys are gonna want to see this. This is a pretty cool palette. I'm pretty proud of it. I wanted to let you know I'm okay. I'm just a little bummed. So I'm gonna do like live swatches at the end of the video. So if you just want to see swatches of all the ones that are in this palette, then go there. But if you guys want to see which shades are in my Makeup Geek favorites palette, then just keep watching. Okay, so first of all, I get all of my Z palettes from Amazon just because I have Amazon Prime. So anything I can order off of Amazon, I will order off of Amazon. This one, I know the normal like large Z palettes are around 20. This one was around like 25, I believe, so not that much more. It's pretty reasonably priced in my humble opinion. But basically I wanted this to be a palette that I can do whatever look I want, plus having all of my favorite shades, which I did. So the first shade, I'll just pop each one out of the palette and just show you guys. So the first shade I have here is White Lies, and this is just Makeup Geek's Stark White Matte Eyeshadow. This is amazing for highlighting the inner corner. It's also amazing for highlighting the brow bone. I will sometimes like carve up and clean up underneath my brow with this. It is just such a good, super freaking pigmented white. It's probably my favorite white. The only one that's really close is the one from the Kat Von D palette. So this is an amazing white eyeshadow. It's just a staple. Gotta have a white eyeshadow. It's a staple. The next shade that I have is Shimma Shimma. This is a gorgeous, like kind of pinky champagne shimmery shade. It is super shimmery. This almost like looks like a foiled eyeshadow on your eyes. It is that shimmery. It's gorgeous. What I love about this is that it's so soft that like it doesn't have too much of a pink pull, it doesn't have too much of champagne pull. It's just like beautiful. That's just it. It's beautiful. This is another one that is amazing for highlighting the brow bone, inner corner. I also love this as a highlight on the cheekbone. It is, oh, it's so good as a cheekbone highlight. I love it so much. This is a staple 100%. I actually have a backup of Shimma Shimma because I love it that much. This next one is, I think, my favorite Makeup Geek eyeshadow of all time because it is so damn buttery. It is literally almost the color of butter, but it is just a gorgeous kind of muted yellowy tone. It kind of reminds me of Anastasia Banana Powder, like that kind of soft muted yellowy undertone cream shade. This is called Mirage, and this is just it. It's a kind of a yellowy toned cream shade. This is the butteriest, creamiest, most pigmented eyeshadow I have ever put my little paws into. It is so damn good. Oh my god. This is the shade that I use to highlight my brow bone pretty much all the time just because I don't like using a white all the time. Only when I'm doing kind of smoky eyes do I like doing a white. So anyways, I love this eyeshadow more than life itself. It is so good. Mirage is hands down my favorite eyeshadow. The next one I have over here is called Starry Eyed. Now I don't go for shimmery champagne lids a lot, but when I do, I love using Starry Eyed. This is really similar to Shimma Shimma just kind of like a foiled version of it. So it's a really, really nice kind of pinky champagne shade, and it's a foiled shadow, so you know it's got that pigment and that like intensity that you want. It is so gorgeous all over the lid. It's beautiful as an inner corner highlight. I'm sure this would be a crazy fucking intense cheekbone highlight. It's just a beautiful all over neutral staple champagne foiled shade. So yeah, that one is Starry Eyed. So the next one that I have is new, and I put this in my palette because I wanted to try to like incorporate it into my makeup routine because I want to try to use it, but I know this one is already going to be one of my favorites. This is Pillow Talk, and like I said, this is one of the new shades that just came out a couple days ago with their 18 new, like 9 new mattes, 9 new shimmers. This is a super gorgeous, like pale, hey, shh. It's a super, super gorgeous kind of silver lavender. It's so pretty. I actually used this in a tutorial that I put up a couple days ago. I will link that down below, but it's just a silvery lavender color. It's so intense, so shimmery, so buttery. I love it so much, and it really, really makes brown eyes pop. I love it so much. Next one is definitely in my top 5 favorite Makeup Geek shadows. This is Unexpected, and this is just a super pretty kind of earthy purple mauve light shade. So it's a really, really good transition shade if you're going to do a purple eyeshadow, or if you just want a little kind of sweeping of color, or you want to do a cool toned eyeshadow look. This is a great shade for the crease. It's gorgeous, and yeah, this is Unexpected, and I love it so much. The next one is another one of their new shades that I want to try to work with and figure out a look with. I tried using this in that same tutorial that I used Pillow Talk in, and it didn't work with the colors that I used, so I really want to try to use this. This is Rebel, and this is a super pretty periwinkle blue with a gold shift. It's so weird and so interesting. I love it a ton. It's kind of like a mid-tone periwinkle. It's not like a light, like, you know, like the Blue's Clues character periwinkle. It's not like that color. It's kind of a darker periwinkle, kind of like a muddy periwinkle. It's super interesting. One of the most unique shades that I've ever seen. So I really want to try to use this in a tutorial or in a look or whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. So I'm gonna go here and then down and then here and then down and then here and then down. Okay. So underneath Rebel is another new shade that I know is going to be one of my favorites. You guys know that Cupcake was my favorite for a really long time. I went through a phase where I was just obsessed with Cupcake. This is really, really similar to Cupcake, but it has kind of more of a burnt orange undertone, whereas Cupcake is more true pink. This is kind of like a salmon coral version of it. This is called Tuscan Sun, and this again is one of their new shades. It is so pretty. I love like soft pink eyeshadows just for like an everyday look. Just pop it in the crease, put on some mascara and some white liner in your lower lash line, and it's just like, oh, it's just so like bright, but kind of like, I don't know, the pinks kind of make you look a little bit sick, which I'm into. Just kidding. It's really pretty, I promise. But I just love these sort of shades, so this is definitely going to be one of my favorites. And speaking of Cupcake, right next to that is Cupcake. Again, this is kind of a muted rosy pink. It's very soft. It's very kind of earth tone pink. It's not like an in-your-face pink. It's super soft, super, super gorgeous. I love this in the crease of my eye, or like in my lower lash, or on my lower lash line. It just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of warm without being like orange, because I don't really like those like super orangey warm tones on me that are really, really popular right now. I just don't really like them on me, but this is kind of a way I can do kind of a warm cool tone, because it's kind of right in between. I'm not making any sense at all. I'm gonna shut up. This shade is gorgeous. That's all. I love Cupcake more than anything. I really want to do a tutorial using like wearable pinks, using like those 2 shades, maybe another shade. So if you guys want to see that, let me know, because I've been wanting to do one for a really long time. The next one is Mango Tango, and this is a really pretty kind of salmony orange with a slight like super, super baby amount of gold in it. This is one of those shades where it's not my favorite by itself, but I put this in here to kind of complement another one of my favorite shades, which is the next shade that I will talk about. So that shade is Poppy by Makeup Geek. This This is one of my favorite eyeshadows. Again, this is in my top 5. I love this so much. It's so neon. It's amazing, but you really can like tone it down. I will like mix this with like Creme Brulee or another like kind of soft like peach smoothie. I'll mix these two together and this just gives me an amazing kind of neon pop in my crease without it being too intense. Or I will just like pack this all over the lid and then blend it up into the crease for a really kind of intense but still wearable pop of color. I love Poppy so much, so this is why I put Mango Tango in this palette, so that way I have kind of a softer orange to blend out this intense orange. So yeah, I love Poppy so much. Next one over is just a staple. You have to have one of these shades in any sort of eyeshadow palette. This is Creme Brulee, and it's just kind of a slightly warm, light-ish brown. This is just a great transition shade. Again, it's just a staple. Can't really say too much bad about it, or you can't really say too much about it because it's just a beautiful transition color. So this is Creme Brulee. This next shade is another one of their new ones, but this is really extremely similar to one that they already have. So the one that they already have is called Desert Sands, and it's kind of that like mustardy, like baby poop yellow brown color. This is really similar, but I think this one doesn't have as much yellow in it. That's kind of what I can kind of differentiate between. I put this one and not Desert Sands in my favorite eyeshadow palette because when I have fake tan on, I love mixing Creme Brulee with Desert Sands and putting it just all over, super messily, all over my crease and my outer V and under my lash line, just because I think those like orangey yellow undertones really bring out the kind of yellow undertones that are in my skin, especially when I fake tan. So I just think it is super complimentary. But I wanted to try this color because this color has a little bit, less of that intense yellow. So that's why I put this one as opposed to Desert Sands. It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, I love this shade. And this is another one of their new ones. I don't know if I told you that, but that one is a new one. Next one is a Makeup Geek Ride or Die color. This is Cocoa Bear by Makeup Geek. Super pretty, kind of brick, like rusty brown. It's Cocoa Bear. You can't. It's Cocoa Bear. It's amazing. It's amazing. I had to put it in this. Like, I don't like a lot of warm shades, but this one, it's Cocoa Bear. Like, it's freaking bomb. It's freaking bomb. Okay, so underneath Cocoa Bear is another one of their new shades. This one is called Wild West, and this one is kind of a rosy mid-tone brown. So this one goes really good with like Tuscan Sun and Cupcake because it has that rosy tone, but it's just a few shades deeper than that. So it's kind of a mid-tone version of that. This one is also more brown than the other ones, whereas the other ones are pretty much straight up pink. This one is like a brown with a pink, like a heavy pink undertone. It is so pretty, you guys. You guys, it is so gorgeous. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. This is again one of their new shades and I just love it so much, and I thought this would go perfectly with the shades like Unexpected, with Cupcake, with Tuscan Sun, any of those like cooler tone shades. This will go perfect with to kind of deepen them up. So that's why I put that one in the palette. Next one is Latte. This is another like really good transition shade. It's just a little bit less orangey and it's a little bit darker. So I just wanted to have a couple different transition shades just kind of thrown in the palette to blend out with, or you know, just depending on what look I'm doing. I just wanted to throw in a couple different transition shades, and this is one that I reach for a lot. So this one is Latte. This is my favorite cool tone transition shade ever. This is Barcelona Beach. Before Makeup Geek put out their contours, I was like, they better make Barcelona Beach into just a contour color. I actually have used this to contour my face and it is so freaking bomb. It just looks like a gorgeous cool tone shadow without being too gray, too ashy. It's still got that like kind of warmth, like just enough warmth to where it doesn't look ashy and like dirty on your face. It is a gorgeous cool tone color. I really have been liking cool tones a lot lately, so I love this, especially with like Unexpected or any of those kind of cooler tone shades. It's freaking bomb. This again is one of my top 5. Next one is Brownie Points. This is another one of their new shades. They're kind of slated with their new shades. Like when I was looking up like Marlena's video on them, I was like, it's a lot of purples. It's a lot of like, I don't know, but I really like a lot of their new shades. This one is Brownie Points. This is a kind of mauve-y, deeper brown. So this one, again, I put in here to go with kind of more of the cool tones, like Barcelona Beach, like Unexpected. So when I want kind of a deeper kind of mid-tone shade that still really like has those intense cool tones, I will use this, and it is it's beautiful. It's just gorgeous. I love it. This is another shade that kind of goes along with that last shade that I talked about, Brownie Points. This is vintage, and this is basically a deeper version of Unexpected. So in this hand is Unexpected, and this hand is vintage. So as you can see, they're pretty much the same color tone, just one is a lot deeper than the other. So you could put Unexpected in your crease, pop this in like your outer V and kind of layer it into the crease as well, and then darken it up with a little bit of Brownie Points, and boom, you got yourself a gorgeous cool tone mauve look that I am obsessed with. I love it so much. This is such a gorgeous like kind of plum color. I love it. Another option to deepen that color is Taboo. This is again one of their new shades, and this is just kind of a blackened plum. It's just a super, super deep plum. Again, I put this in here to go with those plums and mauves that I have been talking about. Or I know Marlena replaces her black with this, and we'll use this in place of black to kind of add some color, so I thought that could be really interesting. And purples do make brown eyes really stand out, and obviously I have brown eyes, so I want to try to experiment with more. I used to be so anti-purple eyeshadow. I hated purple eyeshadow. I hated colored eyeshadow for a really long time. We can see I've gotten past that. I've just been kind of wanting to experiment a little bit more with purples kind of more on an everyday basis, so I popped this in, and it's just a gorgeous color too. It's super bomb. And then this is Americano. This is a deep, gorgeous kind of warm brown, but not like super, super warm like Cocoa Bear. It's just kind of a good, solid chocolate brown. This again is just one of those shades that you need in a palette just to deepen up a neutral look or whatever you're maybe doing. It's just a good neutral brown. So this is Americano. And then underneath Americano is Corrupt, which is a black eyeshadow. That's it. It's a bomb black eyeshadow though, because it's buildable, but it's still pigmented, but it still blends well. The best, one of the best black eyeshadows. I think my favorite is the black from the Kat Von D palette, but this takes such a close second that it's not even a second, you know what I mean? Like, it's just such a good black shade. If you need a good black eyeshadow, Corrupt by Makeup Geek is amazing. Next to that is Time Travel eyeshadow. This is one of their newer shades. It came out around the same time that the duochromes came out. This shade I actually haven't used that much, but it's such a pretty wearable kind of teal blue that I wanted to try to wear it, which is why I put it in this palette. This is one of those that I don't wear it all the time, but I want to try. Again, blue is another color that really makes brown eyes pop. At least my brown eyes really, really pop with blue. So I thought this might be cool to do kind of maybe a neutral lid with like smudge this on my lower lash line or something like that. Just a really pretty color to like look at. Like I want to paint my nails and my walls and my cat this color, so I put it in the eyeshadow palette. So this is Time Travel. Next is actually a shade I am wearing right now. This is Enchanted Forest, and this is just a deep, gorgeous kind of dirty green. It's super, super pretty. I have this to deepen up my inner and outer corners. I have it through the crease, and then I have it on my lower lash line with a little bit of ColourPop cream gel liner in Workout, which is pretty much like the same color. They're both like kind of deep emerald greens. Again, this is a situation where I don't wear green eyeshadow a lot, but I want to try, so that's why I put this in here. And it's super pretty, so yeah. And this goes along with wanting to wear more green eyeshadow. This is High Tea, which is the color I have in my crease to blend out that Enchanted Forest color. And again, this is kind of a wearable, like both of these two are kind of wearable greens, so I want to try to wear them more. Same story. It's a beautiful color. It's a perfect transition color for a green eyeshadow look. So yeah. Next is one of my favorite foiled eyeshadows by them. This is Charmed. This is the shadow that I have on my eyelids. I also use this in my Blue Steel makeup look, I think. Yes, I did use this in my Blue Steel makeup look. It's just a super, super pretty, dirty green. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a silvery, dirty green. Like if Silver and High Tea had a baby, this would be the offspring. It's so unique, so pretty, and I really do like how it looks on my eye color, so yeah, I really like it. Then the last two shades are insanely similar, so I'm just going to show you them both. I have both Bitten and Cherry Cola in this palette because I love these colors so much. So the only difference I see between them is, and I might be wrong, I might you know, they might describe it differently. So I see Cherry Cola as a little bit more brown and Bitten as a little bit more purple. In the pan, they almost look identical, but that's just kind of how I see it. Bitten is a little bit of a richer red and has that more purple, and Cherry Cola is just a little bit more kind of red brown, but is still really intense with red. Honestly, they're stupid similar, but I just love them both, and I'm excessive, so I need them both in this palette. So guys, those are my absolute favorite Makeup Geek shadows, or just the shadows that I put in this palette because I love them so much and want to use them more. So I'm gonna swatch like row by row. So we'll do 2, 4, 6, so 7 eyeshadows at a time. This is White Lies. This is Shimma Shimma. This is Mirage. This is Starry Eyed. Oh, yes. This one is Pillow Talk. This is Unexpected. And this is Rebel. Okay, next row down. This is Cocoa Bear. I'll give you a little bit more. This is Tiki Hut. Look how buttery that was, oh my gosh. This is Creme Brulee. This is Poppy. Oh, look how pretty. Yes. This is Mango Tango. This is Cupcake. And this is Tuscan Sun. Third row down. This one is Wild West. Look how buttery. Oh my god, that swatched so easily. Holy crap. This one is Latte. This one is Barcelona Beach. This one is Brownie Points. Just one swatch. So easy. This one is Vintage. Oh yes, give it to me. This one is Taboo. And this one is Americano. Yes. Okay, last row. This one is Cherry Cola. Oh, so pretty. This one is Bitten. This next one is Charmed. Oh, yes. Next over is High Tea. Let's give you another little swatchy, that guy. Next one is Enchanted Forest. Next one is Time Travel. Oh, look at that. Last one is Corrupt. That is the last row. Okay guys, and that is all the eyeshadows in my favorite Makeup Geek palette. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the fan. I had to turn on the fan because my camera was overheating, so sorry if you can hear that. Move past that. But anyways, let me know what shades interest you guys and like what shades you guys want to see tutorials with. If you guys want to see this makeup tutorial, just let me know. But these are all of the most prettiest, my favorite Makeup Geek shadows. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give me a thumbs up if you thought this video was helpful, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in my next video.